Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle and I am so glad that you guys came by today because I have a lot to talk about. I have reviewed a lot of makeup, and even before I was a YouTuber or a content creator, I was a big consumer. And sometimes things flop and sometimes things are going really well. We kind of have had a lot of really, really good makeup as of lately. Most of the things on here that I've reviewed, I mean, I just have like a lot. I mean, the lip products alone, we're doing another 27 lipsticks video, I'm just saying. I'm barefaced right now because I reviewed a brand and my review was going to be so terrible that I decided to wait a couple days and put the makeup back on again and see if I could get a different result, and I did not. And I just don't want to keep saying over and over that I don't like something. So I thought, instead of putting a whole video together with, like, you know, 2 different ways that I was putting it on, I can just explain in words what happened. And I want you guys to be aware of what I think of the products that are currently out and what's to come for the brand. First off, I want to start out by saying that I loved ordering from the Dolce Gabbana beauty products that were in Europe or the UK. And I had kind of found a little gold mine of them at one point at Harrod's. What I didn't realize was that the products that I loved so much were the ones that weren't going to be made anymore. I don't want to sit here and like rattle off a whole bunch of statistics, but I do want to give you a little background. Dolce & Gabbana brand was made by Shiseido. They had contracted out their beauty to one company and their fragrances to another. And I believe it was Procter & Gamble that had the fragrances from what I've read. I found such gems when I was looking around in Europe and the UK because the Dolce & Gabbana cosmetics were not easy to find here because we really weren't the customer. And as difficult as it is for all of us to realize, the biggest market is in Asia. And a lot of these products that come out that we don't vibe with, it's because we have different tastes in makeup. I mean, there's certain things that overlap and more brands are coming into the space and we're able to see that. Anyway, I fell head over heels in love with this first. This was the Dolce & Gabbana Solar Glow Powder, and this is made by Shiseido. When I got this looked like a pebbly kind of texture. When you get into the powder, it is this very, very soft powder that comes on very thinly. And the thing about this powder is that it wasn't a setting powder or a mattifying powder. In fact, it's called the Bare Skin Beautifier Universal Blurring Powder. And let me tell you, it's the real deal. That's with, and that is without. I used to be able to use that powder, well, I can still use it, but they're not making it anymore, to go out of the house without makeup on. In fact, I'm going to show you what this looks like, the old one. I would go into it with just that much, just a little bit. And, ooh, I'm doing well over here. This powder blurs everything. I'm just going down here because I have so many lines that I don't care for. And it doesn't mattify. That's not really its job. Got some skincare on right now. It blurs. And you were supposed to be able to wear this like outside no matter what you were doing. If it was like a no makeup day, because it's from the Solar Glow collection. So I don't know where else you would Solar Glow. There isn't a fragrance. But this powder, you could wear on bare skin, and it softened the lines. It didn't really do anything to your skin tone. It was more about skin texture. And you can see my complexion looks better and blurred. They did not bring out a product like this. I thought when I purchased, the Fig Skin Perfector, that I was going to be getting the same thing. However, this is a powder for shine control and blurring. And you can actually see the way it's pebbled on here. That was what the Shiseido powder looked like. However, I tried this on bare skin, and it was a disaster. It is not for bare skin. It is to mattify and blur. There's no life like this powder had. This powder is so unusual that I have on right now. I thank God I bought backups because I'd be freaking out. I really hope they come out with something like this because their powder, the Fig powder, is such a no from me. It made my face so cakey. And I don't know if it was the foundation or the powder. I just know that my skin looked heavy and older and outlined using this in conjunction with that. And this is their Blueberry Skin Tint. And whoa boy, you're going to have a hard time finding the ingredient list on this one unless you kept your box, because everything that I read says, check back with the brand. This changes all the time. And the thing that, like, I thought was going to be this, because they had something called Millennial Skin when Shiseido made makeup for the brand. And we know that Shiseido is a really dependable brand. I would imagine that thinking of them as the ones who are representing you would have been a good thing. So they don't have the Millennial Skin anymore, and there was another foundation that seemed like it was like a full kind of cover foundation, but the Blueberry Tint is what I picked up, and I picked it up in the shade 02C, and it's not a shade match problem. It has a squeezy tube at the top, and it is 1 ounce of product. Oh, let me go on the other hand because I got something on here. And just want to get enough on here so you can see it was a good color match. There are quite a lot of shades. I think there are 31, but as you can see, this is a good color match for my skin. Now, the problem with this is that when you spread it on the skin, you can feel how dry the formula is. And in looking at the ingredients, like I was able to kind of slide this on because it's so silicone-y. But the third ingredient in this is talc. And like I thought we were kind of getting away from that because none of their powders have talc. But the third ingredient in their skin tint is talc. I just don't think that that's going to have the kind of effect that people want. And you can see that it's absolutely sitting in lines, and it is just this, it feels terrible. It feels terrible on the skin. You can't spread it. It dries everything out, and it's just not what I expected. I kept pushing through though and tried to fix it with their powder because I did have their setting powder. By the way, these used to be so cute with these Italian tile looking things. Once the powder went on, it literally looked like my whole face was just a series of lines and wrinkles. I had lines and wrinkles I didn't even know I had. So the main things did not work out for me. Yes, this feels terrific. It's luxury. It's refillable. There's a mirror. It's pretty. This is easy to take wherever you want to go. Great component. These products are not the level that they were when it was a Shiseido product. The one thing that they did put out that I don't even know how I did it, but I was able to get this scent from the Dolce Gabbana website, which after that, like I couldn't even get on as an American getting anything delivered. And it's this, and they called this the Devotion palette, and now it's called Everlift or something. This is a luminizer, and it is freaking gorgeous. This is actually from Dolce & Gabbana, and I just cleaned off my hands, so this should go on. It is the most beautiful, natural looking, glowy highlight. Put a little on. Just put it on here because I still kind of have to get ready. But it is so illuminating and pretty. Just put a little here. It's a light, beautiful powder. Now, drawbacks. I've ordered this for a friend as well. Both of ours came completely shattered twice. So finally, I called around to the Dolce & Gabbana boutiques here in the United States, and I was able to find these because they were entering the US market, and I just didn't know. But we were able to get them in one piece. And then all of a sudden, on Dolce & Gabbana website, online, there were all these new products. And I was like, great, like they're getting going. This is fantastic. The person who is running the beauty department for them was so from 2016 to 2021, Shiseido was in control of Dolce & Gabbana Beauty. When it expired, they took it back in-house. And between 2022 and now, they started to scale, bringing in more employees. And the CEO, who came to work over there, was from LVMH, where he was formerly the country general manager of LVMH, which is Louis Vuitton, Moet Hennessy, and that's who owns Sephora. They own a lot of companies, and they decided to do an exclusive with Saks, and they gave them 11 SKUs, 11 products. The brand earned $100 million in product sellout for 2022. Plans to reach $300 million to sell out this year. And grow the business 30% in 3 to 5 years. They wanted to bring it in-house because they wanted to have, obviously, all of the artistic control, and they could actually design products around their designs that they're making fashion-wise. And, I mean, it totally makes sense. They can make a ton of money and, you know, have it be a cohesive brand. It all sounds really good. They have really big, grandiose ideas about exploding the brand. They're looking at Gen Z and Gen Alpha. The creativity part of it is still going to be Dolce & Gabbana. All the products have to be benefit driven. I just don't see that. Here's their goal. We think that we are the only designer brand able to take the luxury and elegance from the packaging and the DNA of the fashion brand and make a direct connection to the wardrobe of makeup looks similar to their fashions. Guys, I'm here to tell you that these powders that they had before, first of all, I want you to look at this component. They looked like little Italian tiles. They're weighty, but not overly weighty. They open up. You've got the mirror. And these were illuminating powders. So I guess like you could either do like, first of all, look at the, isn't it gorgeous the way it's embossed? It's kind of like a glowy blush and kind of like a highlighter depending on your skin tone. I don't have all of these. You can find them like on like secondary market stuff. This one's called Peach Blossom. It has that same design, but this one, the colors are a little bit different. You have more of a champagne with a peach. And you can see these are just lovely to the touch, lovely to pick up, lovely to deal with. The last one that I could find is called Golden Sand, and I imagine that this one was used as maybe a bronzer and a highlight or like an illuminated highlight of some kind. But as you can see, all of these are really nicely pigmented and beautiful. Not so with the new products. Like I told you about the foundation and the powder, there's also this, which I already reviewed. But if you missed it, I'll give you the Cliff Notes. I'm going with unusable. It comes with this weird chain, too, that drives me nuts. I was so excited. I hated the layout because it reminds me of that, like, one Fenty palette that was weird. The thing about these is that the glitters are so thick and messy that there's no good way to get them on your eyes. And I think literally this one shade, this gold that has some stuff in it, like kind of worked. But even the mattes, you would put them on and go to blend them, and they would just blend away like there was no eyeshadow there. This palette was one of the worst that I've had to review. I'm not excited about a foundation that has so much talc in it that I just can't even spread it, and I don't even know why they're still using talc when they're actually making powders without talc. The formula is just not good on either of these. You get cake face, heaviness. It's not youthful, it's not young, it's not hip, it's not pretty. I really did not enjoy that. And then they have another product called Cheeks and Eyes Match. And this is not a terrible product at all. This is the packaging for it, which is like really cute, very clean looking, still with the gold. You get that same type of pan, but just smaller. I'll show you the difference. So this is the current powder. This is the current Eyes and Cheeks Match is what they call it. And I picked this up in the shade Mauve. Blissful Mauve was number 1. Nothing wrong with this. This is perfectly fine. It's not groundbreaking, you know, by any means. I don't know if they'll make more colors or what their plans are, but this I'll get some use out of. But I've just been sitting here struggling with the things that I loved, and they have a scent. And normally I hate a scent, but this scent is called Solar Glow. And it smells like you're on a very expensive Italian vacation. So I honestly, for the whole Dolce & Gabbana new releases, I can tell you that I don't like the eyeshadow. I don't like the setting powder. I don't like the skin tint. The Eyes and Cheeks is fine, but we need a little bit more than that. And then there's one product that I can highly recommend, which is the Luminizer, because it's just so special with the oil in powder. Just, I can't get enough of this. It's just, it's so beautiful. The reflection is just, it's beautiful. Beautiful. Anyway, I wanted to just move that on and not concentrate on that. We're going to try on some new makeup today. So let me get rid of this stuff and get organized, and I will be with you in just a second. So I just want to show you guys a pretty face of makeup, something that I would wear every day, something that doesn't take a whole lot of time to put on, but that'll make you feel really good. I'm going to start with the Lisa Eldridge tint. Lisa Eldridge has managed to create a product that somehow does not emphasize texture, but helps the tone of your skin. And I don't know how she did it, but I'm really glad that she did. Because I just don't think there's anything else like this in the world. I really don't. I think this is a completely novel and brand new kind of product. This didn't come from a lab that was entertaining guests from all these different companies to show, you know, what they had done. This is 100% a new category. So normally I would take one of the Victoria Beckham contour sticks, and instead of following down here, I kind of go above onto the bone, right above. And it looks like I'm putting on a lot, but this stuff like really spreads. And I'll, you know, put a little on my forehead, sure, why not? The jaw is a must. And oftentimes I'll do just a line there to like help me make it look like things are not falling down. And I want to blend this. This helps the lax skin look like it's going to stay under there for me. And then I'll just bounce on this to make it into my new place that I want a little bit of contour. And I wouldn't even call this contouring as much as I would call it just some sculpting. I'm going to put on my new favorite lip gloss, which is this nude from Armani. This color is just so good, and I swear to you guys, this stuff is healing my chapped lips. Like I've been wearing the clear one to bed just to see like what would happen. Like they couldn't have been more chapped, so it didn't really matter. And it's been really interesting, and I think it's because there's so much squalane in here. It must have been the ingredient I was missing. Okay, I'm just going to put a little bit of the MAC Painterly Paint Pot on my eyes. So once I get that on, I will take usually a very neutral palette. And I just treated myself to an oldie but goodie. This is called Tissé Rivoli. It's from Chanel. In the pan, you can already see there's these beautiful kind of rosy brown tones. These are what I love about Chanel in every way. I just don't think there's a better quad out there that is going to produce those kind of rosy taupe. And quads and singles seem to be all the rage right now, right? I'm going to just start with a blending brush. It's just a Wayne Gas number 5. I'm going to go into the, well, this is an interesting one because we've got a lot of luminosity to this. So I'm going to take the almost darkest shade. I'm just going to put a little of that in my crease, which is up by my brow bone because I used my fake one. Take that out a little bit. The Chanel quads are, I would say 99% of the time, a joy to use. I think very rarely have we had ones that you can't work with, or they reformulate. If they reformulate, I wanted to get my hands on one of them. It is an Esom W23. And I just want to take the second lightest shade and put it all over my lid. These colors are just my jam. Okay, I've got nice coverage on both lids. Now let's see how much drama this outside color was going to be. I just really want it to be subtle. So I'm going with very little product. This is good makeup. You just can tell, like right off the bat. It has nothing to do with, you know, the brands. What did that take me? About 20 seconds. It's just so easy to get a look when the formulas are good and the colors are right for you. I'm a neutrals person. And I love neutrals. I mean, but I've also been enjoying doing some pops of color. When it comes down to like what I'm throwing on every day to be in the world, this is more my speed. I'm going to go underneath, which I'll probably have to redo with mascara, but taking this, just that darkest shade. And I'm going to blend it out with the medium. Okay, at some point you have to look and see if the color is showing up above your fold. And then take this light shade. I want to put it a little bit under the brow bone. And I want to get a little tiny brush. Get a little inner corner highlight going. Really opens the eye up. Just by having that little bit of luminosity, it does like a huge favor. I think this would be really pretty with it. It's just the Westman Atelier in Mimi. It's a really pretty kind of desaturated, peachy, pinky, browny color. And it's a really good place to start with this eye. Just looks like, you know, just a little flush. Nothing big. I've got the Victoria Beckham in Cinnamon. I got a curl. Okay, we're going for the Rephr today. These do come in 2 sizes now. Boy, oh boy, they really do help, don't they? Look at the difference. One eye is open, one eye is closed. Okay, we're curled. We're going to do a little cinnamon. Just slightly warm, pearly. I like these tones together. Just give myself a little definition, nothing big. Let's take a look at our palette again. Oh, so beautiful. I want to take this really light color and put a little of it right in the center. Just to put a little bit of light. And then just to emphasize that a little bit, I want to take this medium color and kind of bridge our gap over here from what's falling down and what's not. Just kind of even it out. Fingers the best. Sorry, but like there is nothing like fingers to make things so much better. Some nice big lashes on. That is always something that I enjoy. I don't care what time of the year, but I do wear the other one with no makeup. This is makeup. So what a gorgeous palette. Love it. I think quads are kind of like taking over my life right now. There haven't really been a lot of big palettes. I mean, the Byredo, obviously, I love. Best mascara. Just doing a little cleanup. So that's like a really typical eye for me. This is what I love. And I'm going to show you my favorite blush from Phytosurgence. So I always love a little condensate, and this is what I'm really feeling for today. And I am just going to give myself a little higher cheekbone looking situation than what I have. It's really pretty. It's just perfect. It just took the whole entire look to like the next level for sure. And then I'm going to use my finger and take a little bit of the Tom Ford because this tone is so pretty with this. It's like a different application when you do it with your finger because it kind of melts. But I love this like up close to the eye up here. So gorgeous. I actually think that for a lip, I probably would go with the darker. Well, maybe that's like too brown. I guess I'm leaving the gloss because it looks pretty. I'm just gonna. I love not dealing with lip liner and just having a pretty gloss. The only thing I have left is my lower lash line. This palette does things to me. Like, I haven't been this excited about a palette in a while since Byredo. I would have to say though, like the quads that I've picked up from Chanel have all been exceptional. From this one, Rivoli, to the one from the Byzantine collection that I bought that has like very, very, very pale blue. I love both of the ones that they put out, the Mermaid and Rivage. Those were incredible. But this is just, I could go on vacation with this and take nothing else. It's just so gorgeous. I love it. So I know this was like a lot and I was kind of all over the place today, but I just really want to be upfront and honest with you guys. And it's very difficult to come out and say that there's a whole bunch of products that you really didn't like. I don't like negativity, and I also don't think that my not liking it means that you don't have to not like it. We're a community. We're not all the same. It's why we live in America, so that we can have the diversity that we have. So let's brush the hair a teeny bit and check out our finished look. My hair is so straight. Oh, by the way, I'm loving the new Orbe that you use on dry hair for hot tool protection. It's so good. I love it. So this is my little look today. I've got my Armani and a couple different blushes. We've got Westman Atelier, we've got Tom Ford, and we've got Phytosurgence. The eye is all Chanel. The brows are all Victoria Beckham, because I was able to pull this together fairly quickly. Now, I didn't put any glow on. I just want to put a tiny little bit of glow on with the Victoria Beckham Pearl. So that's everyday me. All right, you guys, this was kind of a weird video. I agree. But honestly, I just could not edit those down to a place where I didn't feel like I was just being so negative. They didn't work for me. They may work for you. They may be your favorites. That's what makes this a community. I want to hear from you. Please tell me, what are some products that you've been disappointed in lately? What are some products that have surprised you and have become kind of like new favorites? Or are you digging back into your collection because we've been looking and comparing so many things that you found something that you forgot about and you're using that? So let me know in the comment section. Thank you all for being here today. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, we would love for you to join the family. Please ring that bell as well and give me a thumbs up. It helps me show my video to more people. I upload 3 or 4 videos a week focusing on mostly luxury, but prestige makeup and just generally Gen X stuff. Thanks again for being here. I want all of you guys to have a good night tonight and take care. Mwah. Bye. I almost forgot bronzer. I'm just going to grab the Armani bronzer. I think it's the right tones for the eyeshadow. I can't with like these purpley browns. I just love them. Love. Let's use this scary big one from Rephr. I literally like pat it and it will be fine. Now I'm finished. Thanks everybody. Bye. I've just tried another lip. This is the House Labs in Fig, and I cannot get enough of it. It's much more nighttime. Now I can like go out at night with this look. I'm taking the memory card out of the camera so I can't say anything else today.